Hi there, how are you doing today? Welcome to the channel. Make sure you click subscribe and yeah, let's talk. So let's get straight into the story. So we're going to talk about the time I was almost, I guess, trafficked. So grab your tea. I am drinking my black tea and I have these nuts which I really like. They're called, what are they called? I've forgotten the name. Kastanien in German, but I'm not sure what the English name is. Anyway, so there are times in your life where you are vulnerable. Like these are crucial times where you need to be hyper vigilant. If you have watched one of these National Geographic channels, you've seen lionesses hunt or these big cats hunting, and usually they sit at a distance, and they observe and they, observe a herd of, if it's gazelles, zebras, and then they look for the young ones, sick ones, the ones that are a bit out of the pack, the limping ones, the wounded ones. So when it comes to building relationships, no matter what kind of relationships they are, vulnerable times include transitions. Let's say you're moving to a new city, you're new in a city, for example, you're new to a country. It could also be maybe you've gone through something, like you've just lost a parent, you've lost a sister, you've lost a boyfriend through death. It could be that it's a relationship, you've had a divorce or, a breakup. So all these things that put you in, in a vulnerable sort of position. Get what I mean? So, you've lost a job, So there are crucial times in your life, and especially if you are below 25 years, it hits different. Like, when you are older, you've gone through some stuff. But that period where you're transitioning from like being young to working, all kinds of things, it's a really sensitive time. And if you have gone through trauma that is unaddressed, childhood, whatever, you have to make sure you're careful during these times. Yeah. If you've gone through a divorce, a breakup, you're a wounded soldier. You are a shark. You are a fish bleeding in the water, so the sharks will see the trail of blood. You know what I mean? So at this point, let me start the story. So I was new in Germany. I think it was a month after I arrived. Now, the setting of my life at this point, I am an au pair. Au pair is a cultural exchange program where you live with a family, you work with them for 6 hours, but then you babysit, do the housework, support in the household, that kind of stuff. And then in return, the family is supposed to give you some pocket money, which used to be around 265 euros, not much. They give you accommodation and they pay your language course so that you can learn the language, and your health insurance. So, so for me, I had just come straight out of high school. So I was learning how to be an adult, like out of boarding school, away from my parents and everything. It was a shock. So these people give me an amount of freedom. So like when you're done with your 6 hours, whatever you do, you have the house key, you can go, you can access the house. So, So this Saturday I was free. And I think there was something which I had been doing with my friends, and I had finished. So I was on the train, like a street train, on my way back home. So then, when you're new and you see an African person, you get so happy and excited. So I sat next to this African lady, and we struck a conversation, started talking. Alas, come to find out she's a Kenyan. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Then she's older, like in her 50s. You know, she was sounding very motherly, nurturing. Now, naive little me, I am telling this lady so much about me. Oh, I'm an au pair, I'm new. I'm just happy to connect, you know. From, just spilling everything. Then, we exchange numbers. Then she alights at a station earlier. So me, I was going to the next station. She went a station earlier, and I was like, wow, we're even so close to each other. Okay. So I go home. Then we speak on the phone. The next week, she invites me to go to her house to eat African food. Just arrived. Sounds so exciting. She's going to cook for me chapati, ugali, deal. So the next week, I get off work one afternoon. I go visit her. She lives in this like Wohngemeinschaft arrangement where there are like a couple of people and then they share a kitchen. And yeah. So she tells me the guy next door is from Lebanon and they share a kitchen. No biggie. We cook, eat, talk. We have a wonderful time. Tell me why this woman is asking me so many questions, including the phone number of the house where I live. Like my host family's phone number. Tell me why she's asking me so many questions. She even wrote the number down. Not me. Naive little me. I just thought, she's curious to know me. She wants to check up on me sometimes. She must be a really good friend. Then she knocks on the roommate's door. This Lebanese guy to share chapati. And then this guy opens the door with boxers. And I was feeling like, this is so uncomfortable, yeah? Then she tells him, look, I have a cute friend, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, this is so weird. But then she flips it and says, oh, it's just a joke. We joke around here all the time. Then she started telling me, people here in Germany, they're not like in Africa. You have to get used to it. They're not so conservative like that, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, on my way out as I'm going home, like the good girl I am, I invite her to church next Sunday. She says she's not really a church person, but she'll come. Yeah, she said European churches, they're just so solemn and what. I tell her, no, me actually I was introduced to a church, which is more lively. It's an American church and there's a lovely community and there's a lot of Africans, which is true. I was even part of the African choir, whatever. So, lo and behold, the next Sunday she shows up and I'm so happy, to introduce her and to show her where stuff is. Sundays were always free for me, so in the afternoon after church, I would visit friends. I didn't have much money to eat out because I told you my pocket money was, 250 euros or something, 265. Au pair money is peanuts. So I mostly accepted invites to people's houses or something. Or if it was a cheap activity. So this lady tells me she was happy, and then she tells me it's her sister's birthday if I want to join. And I'm like, of course. Anyway, I'm part of an African choir group and they had a meeting that day. So I went to the meeting and then I told her, okay, you can go ahead to your sister's. Just give me the directions, address. I'll find you there after my meeting. Okay. Now my meeting ends. I take the bus and I go to the lady's sister. I find her there. So there's the sister. Now this friend of mine, and the husband to the sister. Yeah. So immediately I sit down, they're offering me wine. At this point, I have never tasted wine in my life, oh no. So I'm really feeling like, so I hesitate and I'm like, I'll just take juice. And then they offer good food and I feast away, I didn't take the alcohol. A bit like, So it got awkward quite fast because the sister and the husband had already been drinking and they were blabbering a lot and smoking, and for me smoking is just affects me somehow. Not somehow. I really don't I don't know. Oh, they start telling me we have the best plan for you. Making it in Germany is impossible for you. So I had told them about my awesome plan of how I was going to go to university after au pair. They asked me, they were laughing. Do you know you need to have a blocked account with 8,000 euros before you go to university? This was news to me. I thought, oh, I'm just gonna come here, everything's gonna be easy. I didn't know. They asked me, do you think you'll be able to get 8,000 euros? Even your au pair money, even if you saved that au pair money of yours and didn't use a cent, it won't even reach 0.0 of the money you need to go to uni. So they were like, we have the best plan for you. There's this old man who is their friend who will marry me. Hello. Told me they have connections. So the only thing I would need to do is I have to be open to, willing to travel across Europe, and I will have a fun life. They wanted to pimp me out. Hey, sex trafficking. So that's when I knew I effed up. So I swore to myself after leaving that place, I am never mingling with these people again. You people, don't look at my boobs. And I was like, wow. So I didn't know though that they were not going to let me go easily. They were going to try and, create problems for me. Even, remember, I had given them my phone number, my address, everything. So I went home and I thought, okay, that's done. Forget about these people and that experience. So 2 weeks later, my host parents called me for a sit down that they need to talk. And I'm like, And then they sit and ask me if I've got into any trouble lately. Trouble? Okay, I tell them, yeah, I got into a bit of trouble. I met a lady who was weird, but I didn't know at first. And so because I thought she's older, she's from my country, we are brought up to respect old people, and so I struck a friendship with her. And then some incident happened and I backed out. I gave them the details. Then, lo and behold, she had sent a letter to my guest parents. Yeah. So in this letter, she was making accusations against me, saying that these people should know, because I was taking care of the kids, these people should know that I am on drugs. She has witnessed me consume them. I am unfit to be around their children. Oh my God, I need to be sent back to Kenya to get therapy. What is it called? Oba is so Ugandan. Forgive me. It's called rehab. Yeah, rehab. I have also been an escort. The things that they have discovered about me are shocking, and they are writing this letter to warn my host family. And then at the end, they mentioned that they have a very good suggestion of a very good girl that can come to replace me. I literally start bawling immediately. Imagine, I'm just 1 month in Germany. This was my dream from when I was 15. I mean, the devil was trying me from the moment I landed. I have come here with all my dreams. You know, when you're an au pair, on your visa it's written familiar and the name of the family. Like, that is your whole visa. That family is your whole visa. So then you sleep up and the family boots you. You are going to your country. Now I'm here 1 month. I already have wahala. 1 month. Thankfully, my host parents were really understanding. And I was 19. I think they had empathy also for me. I've made so many mistakes. And they use this as a teachable moment for me to understand, just because you meet every African, it doesn't mean that you can trust people like that. So, yeah. So, my destiny, you have been fighting since day one. Check my other stories if you want to know more. Yeah, today I just wanted to give a story like this when we are talking. A luta continua. Please do not click out of this video without subscribing. And yeah, follow me on all socials, Doreen Kinda, especially TikTok. I'm on TikTok. See y'all next time. Bye bye.